publishing for nearly 4 years, and I'm someone who was able to quit my job in thanks to Kindle publishing. Now, truth be told, even though I am diversified with what I published, the truth is that I was actually able to quit my full-time job and become 100% self-employed by the success of my low content books. So, to clarify, I do publish in nonfiction. I do focus most of my business in romance fiction, but I really got my start with low content books, and it's really what catapulted myself towards making money from Kindle publishing. And I even have had clients who have been able to quit their jobs by not only having success with a low content book, but being able to make a publishing business that produces low content books. So, what I'm showing you here is one of my prior creations, how to draw unicorns for kids ages 4 through 8. I'm going to talk about the step-by-step procedures I used to make this book, and I'll show you the financial success of it. I'm not saying that this has made me tens of thousands of dollars, but in reality, believe it or not, this book cost me $150 to produce, and I would say it's made its return on investment quite a bit. So, without further ado, I had the idea of coming up with a book on unicorns. Now, if you are anything competent with relations to popular culture, children love unicorns, little girls love unicorns. So on Amazon, if you do your keyword research, you'll find that coloring books and activity books related to unicorns rank extremely, extremely well. So at the time when I did my keyword research, everything I did pointed towards unicorns being very, very lucrative in terms of sales volume. So even though I'm not looking up the exact term, I'm looking up how to draw a unicorn, which is different from coloring unicorns. This is how to draw a unicorn. Once the ranks load up here, we'll be able to see and determine the success of it. So this might take a minute or two to load up. I'll keep talking. And so with that, let me see where I'm at. I'm actually going to have to go to... Ooh, we're in my dashboard. How exciting. How do I do this? I'll go to reports. I'll go to historical. And this is my live dashboard. I'm actually getting myself into some trouble here, showing my actual dashboard. So, all right. So this is how to draw unicorns, and it's historical lifetime sales history. I've made about $1,000 from this book that cost me $150 to produce, and I have not really advertised it or pushed it at all. So sales were completely organic, and with a few optimizations, I was able to just put out this book, set it out, and forget about it. I didn't even promote it actively. I don't think I even ran ads, hardly at all. So what we have here is, first I was able to identify that I wanted my book to be how to draw. Nowadays there are other how to draw books. My concept was that I wanted something dedicated to solely unicorns. I wanted a nice big unicorn cover here. It's just unicorns, and I did some optimizations to get myself ahead on the search engine at the time that I published this in 2018, and I even had success in 2019, especially if we were to look at the sales graph here. In 2019 of December, I sold 128 copies. Prior to that, 72, etc. So this was a very strong quarter for play. And I show you in this book 10 different ways to draw a unicorn. This does not mean that there are only 10 illustrations, but if we're able to have a preview here, you'll see throughout the book, all it is a step-by-step guide on how to draw a unicorn. And we have 10 different unicorns that you can draw. And I show you the step-by-step instructions on how to draw each of the 10 unicorns. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I had this be a 32-page, okay, it's a 30-page book with my title page and copyright page. It's just 30 pages long. I think I had the service provider, the illustrator, do, let's see, I think it was like $15 per unicorn. So it's a weird way to come out with the rate. But what I paid was $15 per unicorn on the how-to step-by-step on drawing the unicorn. And I did get this outsourced, and I was lucky enough to find a service provider from a third world country that was, despite being in a third world country, equally as good as anyone else globally that I could find for the price point. So, full disclosure, I was able to outsource the content of this book from an illustrator located in Venezuela, and for the rate of $15 per unicorn, for 10 unicorns total, I had this produced for $150, plus the cover, which was probably $5. So that's really it. I did try to trick out targeting for kids ages 4 through 8. I did a little trick here where I even included Unicorn Publishing as the author name. I don't think that this is breaking the rules at all. This is fair game to do, and it's the only book under this publisher. So that was my strategy there. And that is about it. All the reviews are real and organic, evident from the distribution. So we have all verified purchases for a paperback, and there are good and bad reviews. Let's be honest. So while 56% of the reviews are real, we have some that have critical feedback, and it's very real feedback because they even took photos of the book. So it is what it is. And I got a comment from someone earlier, a few days ago, saying, Jacob, one of the books you're showing has only made $2,000 in 2 years. That's weak, man. And what you'll need to listen here, you cuck, is that you don't want to focus on having just one book out. Imagine having 100 books making $2,000 in 2 years. That's, if you can imagine having 100 books making $1,000 in a year, that's $100,000, dumbass. So what you want to do is ultimately, through time, try to build up a catalog of books in which, yeah, books might modestly make money, but cumulatively, if you have 100 books doing well, at least making their rate of return, you'll have enough money coming in, enough cash flow to afford a full-time income where you can therefore quit your job and focus on publishing, and even from there, moving on to another business or growing your publishing business overall. So that's what I've got to say about that. If you have any questions, guys, about low content, let me know. I do have a low content course, though I don't actively advertise it. If you're interested, just leave below in the comments that you are, and I'll give you a link to it. Otherwise, let me know what you want to see on the channel. I just came back from the dentist and my mouth is still numb, so I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, and I need time to recover. So until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you later.